east, a shadow so vast it threatens to swallow the entire known world.
We must engage them here
Xerxes, the king
at
of
Salamis.
kings, ruler
If we
of the
fight
Persian
on land,
Empire,
all is
has
lost.
turned his gaze toward the
future of
fractured
Athens
city-states
depends on our
of Greece.
fleet.
He does not merely want conquest, he demands total submission. For years, the Persian war machine has been gathering. It is said that when his army marches, the ground shakes, and when they drink, rivers run dry. Historians of the time claimed his forces numbered in the millions. A tide of humanity destined to crash against the shores of Europe. Across the Hellespont, Xerxes constructed a bridge of ships, a feat of engineering that defied the gods themselves,
The gods
allowing his
demand
massive
more
host to walk
blood.
across the sea. The message sent to the Greek cities was simple.
The
Offering
oracle's
earth
words
and
are
water,
chains. We are
symbols of
Spartans,
slavery.
not slaves to
Many
poverty.
cities,
You defy
paralyzed
the
by
gods,
fear
King.
and the sheer
This
scale of the
madness will
invading
doom
force,
us all.
capitulated immediately. But in the south, in the rugged land of Laconia, the warrior society of Sparta had no intention of kneeling. In Sparta, King Leonidas, a man bred for war since birth, understood the gravity of the threat. However, Sparta was bound by its own laws and religious festivals. The Carnea was approaching, a sacred time when no Spartan army could march to war. Seeking guidance, Leonidas consulted the Oracle of Delphi. The prophecy given by the Pythia was grim and terrifying. Either your glorious city will be sacked by the children of Perseus, or all of Lacedaemon will mourn the death of a king. The choice was impossible. The destruction of Sparta, or the sacrifice of its king. Leonidas made his choice. If the law forbade the army to march, he would simply take a personal bodyguard. He selected 300 men, not just the best fighters, but men who had living sons to carry on their lineage. For Leonidas knew he was not marching to victory, but to his grave. As the 300 marched north, they were joined by allies from other Greek cities, Thespians,
Secure
Thebans,
the perimeter
Phocians,
by nightfall.
swelling their numbers to around 7,000. Their destination was Thermopylae, the hot gates. It was
the
a narrow
left.
pass between
Fire,
the steep mountains
now.
and the sea,
Into the
a
gap.
strategic choke point where the Persian numbers would count for nothing. When the Persian army arrived, Xerxes could not believe his eyes.
lost. The
He sent a
ship's
scout
breaking.
to observe the Greeks. The scout reported back that the Spartans were calmly exercising and combing their long hair. Xerxes laughed, thinking they were mad.
gods
He
are
waited
with
4
us.
days, expecting them to flee in terror. On the 5th day, his patience ran out. He sent an emissary to the Spartan wall with a final offer. Lay down your weapons, and I will spare your lives. Leonidas, standing tall beneath the hot Greek sun, looked at the Persian envoy and delivered the 2 words that would echo through history. Mullen Lab, come and take them. The diplomatic time was over. The slaughter was about to begin.
My lord, this means they are preparing to die. They are most dangerous now. They are grooming themselves? Lay down your weapons, and you will live. Molon Labe!
Your wall cannot save you from the might of Persia. Open the gates! Hold the line! For Sparta! Kill them all!
Then we will fight in the shade.
Charge the wall! Kill them all! Show no mercy!
Xerxes unleashed his first wave, the Medes and Sissies. Thousands of soldiers charged the narrow pass, their shouts echoing off the cliff walls. But Thermopylae was a trap. The narrow terrain nullified the Persian numerical advantage. As the light infantry crashed into the Spartan phalanx, they were met with an impenetrable wall of bronze. The Spartan shields, locked rim to rim, created a fortress of metal. The battle was brutal and efficient. The longer spears of the Greeks shattered the wicker shields of the Persians. The Spartans fought with a mechanical rhythm: push, stab, kill, step forward. Wave after wave of Persians broke against the shield wall, like water crashing against jagged rocks. The ground quickly became slippery with blood and cluttered with the dead, making it even harder for the invaders to find footing. From his golden throne high above the battlefield, Xerxes watched in horror.
Retreat!
His troops were
Fall
not
back
fighting
to
an
the
army,
center!
they were
flee!
walking into a meat grinder.
Crush them where they
Frustrated
can!
and humiliated, he withdrew the battered Medes. It was time to play his trump card. He signaled for the Immortals. The Immortals were the elite of the Persian army, a unit of 10,000 men heavily armored inside.
Forward, Immortals!
They were called immortal
enemy
because whenever
breaks!
one fell,
Crush them!
another immediately took his place, maintaining their terrifying strength. As they marched forward in the fading light, their silver masks gleaming, a hush fell over the battlefield. The Greeks knew this would be the true test, but even the elite immortals could not break the Spartan formation. The Spartans utilized a tactic of feigned retreat, turning their backs and running as if in panic. The immortals, thinking the Greeks were breaking, broke their own formation to chase them. Suddenly at a
The
signal,
goat
the
path.
Spartans wheeled around in perfect unison,
Anopaya.
their spears lowering instantly, slaughtering the disorganized Persians. For 2 days the battle raged. The hot gates became a wall of corpses. The Persians had lost thousands, while the Greeks had suffered minimal casualties. Xerxes, the god king, leaped from his throne
Appropriate
3
reward
times
for
in
your
terror for his
service,
army.
Ephialtes.
It seemed
Now
that the
be
prophecy
gone.
of Spartan invincibility was true. But history is often turned not by strength, but by betrayal. A local Greek shepherd named Ephialtes, driven by greed
They
and
have
the
taken
promise
the
of
path.
Persian gold,
We are
came
surrounded.
to Xerxes' tent under the cover of darkness. He revealed a secret,
Look,
a
in
goat
the
path
fog!
that wound through
By
the
the
mountains,
gods, it's the
bypassing
Immortals!
the hot
Sound the
gates
alarm!
and leading directly behind the Greek position. Xerxes realized he had won. He immediately dispatched his general Hydarnes and the remaining immortals to march the path by night.
Move! Move! Get to the ridge! Shields up! They're coming! The Thespians will stand with you! Go! Save your cities. Sparta will stay. They are retreating. All but us. This is our destiny. This is where we hold the line. Eat well, Spartans, for tonight we dine in Hades. Attack! Show them no mercy! Hold the line! Push them back! Hold the line, brothers! Push them back! Do not let them touch him!
At dawn on the third day, the Phocian guards stationed to watch the mountain path were caught by surprise. Seeing the massive Persian force emerging from the mist, they retreated to a nearby hill, leaving the road open. The immortals ignored them and marched straight toward the rear of Thermopylae. The pincer had closed. When the news reached the Greek camp, the commanders knew it was over. They were surrounded. To stay meant certain death. Leonidas, in a final act of leadership,
Sound the
ordered
retreat.
the main Greek army
Send
to
in the
retreat
archers.
and save
Withdraw.
themselves for future battles.
Archers,
But for
prepare to
him
fire.
and for his Spartans, there was no retreat. The laws of Sparta were absolute. You return with your shield or on it. However, they did not stand alone. 700 Thespians, led by their brave commander, Thermopylae, refused to leave. Together with the 300 Spartans, they prepared for the end. Leonidas told his men to eat a hearty breakfast. For tonight, he said, we dine in Hades. Knowing death was inevitable, the Greeks did not wait behind the wall. They marched out into the wider part of the pass to meet the Persians head-on, seeking to inflict maximum damage before they fell. The battle that followed was one of pure, unadulterated fury. Spears shattered, swords broke, and men fought with bare hands and teeth. In the chaos, King Leonidas fell. A fierce struggle erupted over his body. 4 times the Persians tried to drag him away, and 4 times the dwindling Spartans drove them back. A wall of brotherhood protecting their king even in death. Finally, exhausted and few in number, the survivors retreated to a small hillock. Xerxes, unwilling to lose more men in close combat, ordered his archers forward. The sky turned black as thousands of arrows rained down. One by one, the last of the 300 fell, not in defeat, but in immortality. The Battle of Thermopylae was a tactical defeat, but a strategic and moral victory. The sacrifice of the 300 bought precious time for Athens to evacuate and for the Greek navy to prepare. More importantly, it united the fractured Greek city-states. 1 year later, at the Battle of Plataea, a united Greek army, screaming, "Remember Thermopylae," crushed the Persian forces forever. Today, a stone monument stands at the pass, bearing a simple inscription echoing across the millennia. Go tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here obedient to their laws we lie. They died so that Western civilization could live. Their memory, like their glory, will never fade.